One Piece chapter 1104 came out this week, and this arc keeps on getting better and better. Oda has been giving us banger chapters after bangers, and honestly, Egghead might already be in my top 5 favorite arcs of all time. We pick up from the end of the last chapter with Kuma about to punch Saturn in the face, and we see all his memories flashing before him. We see the pain that has been caused upon him ever since his childhood, and how Saturn was such a key figure in his life ever since he was so small, and how he has impacted each and every corner of his life. We see Bonnie crying her heart out. Oda is a genius because I don't know how he manages to make me hate a character more and more each week, and how he makes me long for nothing but death and destruction upon a character. Saturn has quickly become one of those characters whom I utterly despise, right up there with Griffith and St. Charlos. Absolutely vile pieces of filth who aren't even capable of being called humans. Saturn is shocked that Kuma is still alive, because even after all the pain and torture he had put him under, even after removing his sense of individuality, he had still put a self-destruct mechanism inside of him, which he had now triggered. And after this, we get to see what might be the most satisfying manga page I have ever seen. Kuma goes in and punches the ever-living shit out of this bastard. The way Oda drew this scene, with all the grittiness and smears of his pen, they all contribute to make this one glorious scene in which you can feel Kuma's anguish, the torment he has endured, and the satisfaction I got while reading this is absolutely indescribable. I was on the verge of tears while simultaneously having goosebumps all over my body. This scene is just one of those that I can never truly put in words how I feel. Saturn goes and slams into a bunch of buildings, and Marines get up to help the piece of shit, and then you see Bonnie jumping up into her father's arms and crying. Vegapunk then leaves us with a new mystery about how Kuma was able to keep his sense of self and come this far. He's about to say something, but of course gets cut off, but Oda hints that this could be due to the Buccaneer blood inside of Kuma, because they had special abilities outside of being strong. And I'm wondering if this ties in with maybe the Lunarians, because off the top of my head, they're the only other race that I think could be connected to the Buccaneers, apart from the Giants. Apparently Luffy has also disappeared, and that is quite alarming, because last chapter he had some food given to him, so maybe he's got his strength back, or maybe he's just gone somewhere else to eat his food quietly. Bonnie then tells Kuma that she went through the memory bubble and knows that even though the world may brand her father as a tyrant, no matter what sort of allegations they put upon him, yet she doesn't care because there is no one kinder than her dad. And I 100% agree with her. Kuma is the most kind character I have encountered in fiction, the epitome of kindness. Search up kindness on Google, it's gonna show you pictures of my man Bartholomew Kuma. The man is just built different. I guarantee you, if this was any other character, this story would have been way different right now. Kuma is such a great guy, man. I want to jump into the page and give him a hug, because if there's someone who deserves one, it's my man right here. But in the middle of this, Saturn gets up because, of course, he isn't down. But we see that he's bleeding, lost a horn, and lost a whole arm, so that's a W, I guess. But not so much, since in the next panel he apparently regenerates it, which I think could tie in with how Saturn in mythology is connected with time, and maybe Saint Saturn's powers are linked with time, seeing as he seemingly hasn't aged since Kuma was a child, and now seeing how he can regenerate parts of his body. He moves to attack Kuma, but Sanji saves the day by kicking him away, but the real MVP in my opinion is Frankie, who doesn't fear a single man. This man just sees an opponent and fires a radical beam. And I gotta say, I respect it. He shoots a radical beam straight into the dirty old spider, but Saturn regenerates and Kizaru takes the side of the Gorosei and shoots Frankie down. Atlas is then seen carrying Kuma to safety, and we see Vegapunk say, "You're a sad man, Kizaru," have you no heart? To which he drops one of the hardest pieces of dialogue. I should have brought a darker pair of shades. Do I need to say anything more? The absolute balls in this man. And then we finally end the chapter with the Buster call being announced in the island, with the world government now trying to reduce Egghead to ashes. Such a phenomenal chapter, and thankfully there isn't a break next week. Oda said that we were in the final saga and he meant it. He has put his foot on the accelerator and he hasn't lifted it up. We have entered levels of cooking that aren't even humanly possible, levels of cooking that put Gordon Ramsay to shame. Oda truly is a genius in all senses of the word, and being a fan, I just pray and thank the good God above that I am here and being able to witness all of this in real time. That about wraps it up. Please leave a like and subscribe. I will see you all in the next video.